All right, we are at 5 after, so we are going to go ahead and get started. We talked a little bit about some of the housekeeping things, but most importantly, welcome everyone to the Magnolia Creek virtual tour and meet and greet. My name is Kayla Carson, and I'm the Regional Director of Clinical Partnerships located in Tennessee. You will notice some of the people on your screen all have a background that looks a lot like mine. And so all of those folks with the same background are going to be our teammates, my teammates on our clinical partnership team, and also our teammates who are treating our individuals at Magnolia Creek. We're so excited for you guys to be here. And also, if you want to have the person who's speaking a little bit larger on your screen, feel free to go to your view in the upper right-hand corner of your Zoom and click speaker view. That will make my face bigger or our clinical director's face bigger, whoever's speaking at that moment. We have about 70 people signed up for this. And as you know, the room gets larger, our pictures and faces get smaller. So if you want to use that feature, please do so. As always, please mute yourself. If you're also utilizing your phone for audio, please also mute that. We do have some magical powers for muting. So if we notice someone's forgotten to hit that little button, we will just help you out and do that as well. Please put your contact information in the chat if you haven't already. We have Caitlin and Crystal manning that chat. And so we also would love for you to just be interactive. Feel free to be conversational in the chat. We will have some time at the end to be conversational as well. And feel free to ask questions. Also, feel free to share any positive experiences you've had with our staff at Magnolia Creek. And so just a little bit about Magnolia Creek. We are located in just outside of Birmingham, Alabama, on 36 beautiful wooded acres. We are a residential and PHP eating disorder treatment program for women struggling with eating disorders and other co-occurring in mental health and substance use disorders. We're highly anticipating treating teens at Magnolia Creek. We are just waiting for our Alabama license. So if you want to give the state of Alabama a ring, we wouldn't hate that. And so we've been waiting for a few months for that license, and we can't wait to serve the teen population in the state of Alabama and the surrounding states. As most of you know, there's really not many options for teens out or in the state of Alabama. There really are no options for teens in the state of Alabama, and we really look forward to serving those clients and families. We are a part of the SELA Eating Disorder Network. We have 2 other treatment centers offering wonderful clinically excellent care. And today we're just really excited to focus on Magnolia Creek and the team who are dedicated to treating our women down in Birmingham. Behind me, you can see our residential home. It's a photo of our residential home. I'm not on site, but you can see that we offer our programming in a very comfortable home-like setting. It is a retreat-like environment, and it just has a very restorative feel. Our women can go outside. We host groups outside. We have a beautiful pond and gazebo, which you'll see on our virtual tour. And it really just becomes a place where our women can get out and take a breath of fresh air as they're recovering from their eating disorder. We are in network with most major insurance providers, and we do single case agreements to ensure that our clients and families can get the care that they need. We have wonderful nutrition programming, a chef on site who helps our clients with cooking and also serves plenty of the meals on site. Our meals are beautiful. If you don't follow our social media, feel free to follow us on Instagram and Facebook, and you can see some of those meals that Chef Mark provides. We do also offer a Christian pathway at Magnolia Creek. This is a pathway that our women can engage in if they choose, and it is separate from those who don't wish to engage. And we've also been so proud to iron out our referral communication plan this year. When you have a client who comes to Magnolia Creek for your care, you will get a weekly clinical update from our clinical director, who will meet shortly, with information on what they've been working on that week and also information on their upcoming discharge plan. I believe I've covered most of it. We're excited to show our virtual tour that's starting here in a couple of minutes. It is about a 10-minute tour, and then we'll go into some staff interviews. Once we're finished with that, we're going to open the floor, and you can open your mics to ask questions and also just be a little bit more conversational at the end of the tour. So Ashley, if you want to go ahead and start our virtual tour, we're ready.
Magnolia Creek Treatment Center for Eating Disorders offers clinically excellent programming for women who suffer from eating disorders and other co-occurring mental health and substance use disorders. Located just outside of Birmingham, Alabama, Magnolia Creek offers comprehensive residential and partial hospitalization treatment to address the needs of each person in our care. From the first call to the moment our clients and families arrive and throughout their stay, we provide a space of love, safety, and support. In this space, a seed of trust is planted. Time and time again, it has been our honor to see this seed take root and grow. We witness this transformation of women who were once filled with sorrow, shame, and self-hate into strong, confident, and joyful beings who believe they are enough exactly as they are. Treatment is conducted in a comfortable, home-like setting. The 36-acre wooded campus offers walking paths, a fire pit, a large lake for fishing, seating areas for group gatherings, and individual spaces supporting journaling, meditation, and quiet reflection. At Magnolia Creek, we believe spirituality plays a role in the care and treatment of eating disorders and co-occurring mental health conditions. We welcome all faiths and beliefs at Magnolia Creek, and for those who desire, we have created a Christian pathway for the journey to recovery. At Magnolia Creek, we believe one's faith is a central force in their healing process. Our treatment specialists in our Christian eating disorder program, Freedom 317, believe that just as Christ first loved us, we should actively serve the needs of those who battle eating disorders and mental health conditions, as well as their families and others committed to their care. Our clinically excellent staff is available to meet with clients to discuss issues of the spirit. And daily devotional time is scheduled at the beginning and end of each day during your stay at Magnolia Creek. Our clinical director, Dr. Danielle Hagood, refers to this as the bookends to begin and end your days of personal and spiritual growth. Our path together begins with one phone call to our dedicated admission team. Our team of experts makes clear recommendations for the level of care and length of treatment based on the individual and their needs. Our programs offer flexibility, and our treatment plans are designed to understand each individual need. We believe the combination of our unique step-down approach and multidisciplinary therapies in a home-like setting is the best path for sustained recovery. Led by our clinical director, Dr. Danielle Hagood, our licensed master's and PhD level clinicians utilize a comprehensive, evidence-based approach to contribute to overall healing and transformation. Specialized therapies such as DBT, CBT, ACT, and experiential therapies provide the necessary techniques to empower sustainable freedom. We know it can be challenging for women to find treatment options focusing on freedom from eating disorders and co-occurring substance use disorder. Magnolia Creek is proud to be a safe place for women struggling with both. Our substance abuse treatment is legit script monitored, comprehensive, and strength-based. It incorporates principles of 12-step recovery and uses techniques created by Diane Gerhardt and Marsha Linehan. The goals for our substance use treatment include establishing abstinence and beginning to maintain recovery by connecting with support networks to encourage long-term sobriety. Our highly skilled board-certified medical leadership team is led by our network medical director, Dr. Joe Fraze, a board-certified infectious disease physician with over a decade of experience in the field of eating disorders. He continues to serve as a rudder as we navigate and adjust our environment, successfully keeping our treatment environment, clients, and employees safe. We are also fortunate to have the advanced training and experience of Dr. Tom Scales, triple board certified in internal medicine, psychiatry and neurology, and addiction medicine. Our facility medical director, Dr. Patrick Tapia, is board certified in psychiatry and specializes in treating both children and adults with eating disorders and co-occurring mental health conditions. Brooke Colley, Group Nursing Director, has more than 15 years experience in the eating disorder field and supports our Magnolia Creek Director of Nursing, Aretha Bryant. Aretha has over 15 years experience in the nursing field, providing clients quality medical care. Under the leadership of our registered dietitian and Director of Nutrition, Leanne Bamberg, our team walks alongside our clients to teach the foundations of intuitive eating and assist them in the rediscovery of normal eating patterns. This is done through the comprehensive nutrition groups and individual nutrition counseling sessions. Our approach to nutrition is based on the premise that all foods can fit with a nutritionally sound meal plan, including balance, variety, and moderation. Clients learn to feel comfortable identifying and responding to feelings of hunger and fullness while learning to normalize meal portioning. Our meals are prepared on site in our kitchen, and we invite clients to participate in meal preparation with our registered dietitians as part of our weekly cooking group. Depending upon the season, we also have a garden where clients can harvest fresh herbs and vegetables for their meals. Our focus at Magnolia Creek is to address the underlying issues and support long-term recovery so our clients can renew, restore, and recover from eating disorders. We value the importance of offering a safe and comfortable space to empower overall healing and transformation. Part of the promise to renew, restore, and recover includes offering experiential-based treatment and group therapy sessions during the Magnolia Creek experience. Experiential therapy includes equine therapy, art therapy, mindful movement, and yoga. We offer weekly therapeutic group outings accompanied by licensed therapists with a focus on developing new coping strategies to aid in recovery. At Magnolia Creek, our goal is sustained recovery and ensuring a foundation of seamless continuity of care. We provide comprehensive aftercare planning and remain connected through appropriate continuing care coordination. Through aftercare planning, you will have the resources and professional support for a lifetime. In addition, you may also generate lifelong friendships and learn from others in similar situations. These valuable resources will help you regain confidence to return home after care at Magnolia Creek. With the team at Magnolia Creek, it all started with a deep sense of calling to help women struggling with eating disorders and other co-occurring disorders. That calling continues now that Magnolia Creek is a part of the SELA Eating Disorder Network. Magnolia Creek was built on the foundation to renew, restore, and recover from eating disorders. Our dedicated team remains passionate about the care we provide for our clients and their loved ones. Countless clients and families have found that Magnolia Creek is truly a special place to renew, restore, and recover. This fall, we will begin treatment of teenage girls on our campus in Alabama. We invite you to share this journey alongside us and discover Magnolia Creek.
I love watching our virtual tour. I've seen it so many times and it never gets old. Thank you for playing that, Ashley. And now I am excited to introduce my teammate, Suzanne Arnett. She is our Regional Director of Clinical Partnerships in Alabama and also Mississippi and some of the other southern states. Suzanne is going to introduce our clinical leaders. And so this would be a great time if you haven't done that speaker view, if you want to do that to see our clinical team a little bit larger on your screen, go ahead and shift to speaker view, and I'll pass it over to Suzanne.
Thanks, Kayla. Hi, everybody. It's so good to see some old friends on the screen. We're so thankful you joined us today. Well, I want to introduce our clinical director, Dr. Danielle Hagood. She joined Magnolia Creek from upstate New York, specializing in eating disorders since 2005. She holds a bachelor's and master's degree in counseling psychology from the University of Pittsburgh and a doctorate in clinical psychology from the American School of Psychology. Before joining Magnolia Creek, Dr. Haygood served as the clinical director of a partial hospitalization program working with individuals with a primary eating disorder diagnosis. Along with her specialization in eating disorders, she is proficient in CBT, DBT, EMDR, and family systems. Welcome, Dr. H.
Hello, thank you for that lovely introduction.
Absolutely. Well, we are ready for 2021. I'm sure everybody on the screen is. Can you fill us in on the clinical plans at Magnolia Creek for the new year?
Sure. Kayla, you stole my thunder a little bit. I was going to talk about our teen program that we're hopefully going to be implementing any day now. We have created a program for 10 teens that we can fill at a time for the residential program. We'll have on-site schooling for them, as well as the dietitian, nutritional piece of it, and therapy and family therapy for them. So we're really excited to start that. And like Kayla said, we're just waiting on Alabama State to give us the approval, and we will be off and running.
Yes, that's very exciting news for us at Magnolia Creek.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, tell us about diabetes. We are now working to treat those clients.
So, you know, one of the things about Magnolia Creek that I believe is that we really are able to treat people where they are, meet people where they are in their recovery and their treatment. And we do not offer a cookie cutter approach. It's very individualized. Each client has their own individualized treatment plan, their own primary team that works and collaborates with them during their recovery. And in that, we're able to work with folks that come in with bulimia, with certain allergies, different kind of food issues, because as I said, we can work with them on an individual basis. It's not that cookie cutter approach.
Okay, and what about binge eating disorder?
And along the same lines, yeah, we're really proficient in treating all the diagnoses of eating disorders, as well as the co-occurring mental health diagnoses and the substance abuse use. We're excited we brought on a new therapist who's been here for about 4 months, who has her certification in the treatment of addiction, and she's been a wonderful attribute to our team.
Absolutely, she has. And speaking of our co-occurring treatment, what is different about how Magnolia Creek treats substance use disorder?
Well, I think the difference is the challenge with treating someone with the co-occurring substance abuse and eating disorders. I think we all know is that many times treatment centers will just treat one. And so someone may come to treatment for an eating disorder, but then their substance abuse issues might flare up, and then vice versa. What's unique about Magnolia Creek is someone can come and we can tackle all of it at one time, you know, increasing their success rates and kind of helping them through the journey.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, Dr. H. We appreciate you telling
Sure.
everyone a little bit about what makes us different at Magnolia Creek.
Um,
Go ahead. Okay. Dr. Tom Scales has joined Magnolia Creek as well. He has over 25 years of experience in the field of eating disorders. He is a diplomat in the American Board of Internal Medicine, American Board of Psychiatry and Neurology, and in addiction medicine through the American Board of Preventative Medicine. Dr. Scales completed his undergraduate training at Wheaton College in Wheaton, Illinois, followed by medical school at the University of Tennessee in Memphis. He completed his residency training in a combined internal medicine psychiatry program at Rush Presbyterian St. Luke's Medical Center in Chicago. Dr. Scales, thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, it's great to be here. I'm very excited about being part of the family. So
great. Well, you joined us during an unusual time in our history during the pandemic. Tell us a little bit about how you're working with Dr. Fraze, our network medical director, and our network medical teams to ensure the safety of our clients.
Yeah, sure. It's been great to work with Dr. Fraze. As you know, he's the founder and the medical director of Selah House, and has had a passion for treating patients with eating disorders for years and years and years. And so, yeah, we've have during this whole COVID period of time, we've it's definitely developed protocols about how to have patients be admitted and making sure that they're screened and that we have a safe environment, for as far as infectious disease goes for patients that enter into Magnolia Creek. But I've also been, it's been a pleasure to work with him to develop, different potential protocols coming up for, like you mentioned, diabetes. And so we've been talking about developing kind of more of a different types of level systems for treating those with diabetes, especially those who emit insulin and those who may be more seriously medically compromised from a disease with diabetelemia, I guess is the colloquial word for the eating disorders and diabetes type 1 kind of combination. So we've been, he's been very helpful with the screening process and developing and toning that for those who come into Magnolia Creek and making sure that they're medically appropriate. And above all else, he's been giving guidance regarding just how we can make all our facilities, clinically excellent, and that the medical care you get at Selah House and at Magnolia Creek and other facility within Odyssey Toledo Center for Eating Disorders are all similar, that there's some uniformity and standardization of medical cares and nursing care at all our facilities that kind of reach to the clinical excellence that we're striving for. So it's been really a pleasure to work with him, and besides that, he's just a great guy anyway. So I love just meeting and talking with him, but he does have a very much so a passion for those who suffer from eating disorders, and it's been great to, hopefully that's been contagious, that I've caught some of that more and more, and that carries over in the work that I'll be doing at Magnolia Creek and elsewhere. So it's been great to be part of the family, and I really I feel privileged to be here.
Well, thank you, Dr. Scales. We are very happy you're with us. Appreciate you joining us today.
Sure.
Another medical team member on our staff is Ms. Aretha Bryant. Aretha has served the women of Magnolia Creek for nearly 5 years, coming to us with over 15 years experience in the nursing field, providing clients quality medical care. Aretha earned her Bachelor of Science degree from Chamberlain School of Nursing and her Master's of Science with Grand Canyon University. She is pursuing her doctoral degree in leadership from Chamberlain University. She's a busy lady. Aretha, how do we maintain the daily monitoring of our clients medically at Magnolia Creek?
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today to go to Magnolia Creek. We're glad to have you today. Every day we assess our clients vital signs, anything that goes on, anything that happened from the time we left the day before to the morning. We talk to our clients, we assess them all during the day, making sure everything is okay. It's just not a one time that morning and we leave them. We check them throughout the day. We fortunate to have staff on board medically 24/7. We good to have a medical staff that we can reach out to 24/7. Thanks for Dr. Scales. He's available around the clock. We do appreciate that. So we want to make sure our clients are comfortable when they leave their home and come here. So we want to make sure they're taken care of medically. So it's a pleasure to take care of clients and being able to provide them the care that they need once they're here at Magnolia Creek.
Well, thank you, Aretha, and thank you to your entire team for taking such good care of our clients.
Thank you.
All right, Leanne Bamberg joins us as well. She has been providing nutrition therapy and education to promote recovery and restoration of health by implementing the principles of both intuitive eating and health at every size at Magnolia Creek for the last 4 years. She oversees our executive chef, Mark Monroe, and registered dietitian, Callie Holbrook. Leanne graduated from the University of Mobile with a Bachelor of Science in Human Performance and Exercise Science with a concentration in exercise physiology. She then continued her education at the University of Alabama and earned both a Bachelor of Science and a Master of Science in Food and Nutrition. She's a member of the International Association of Eating Disorder Professionals, or IADEP, as well as the International Federation of Eating Disorder Dietitians. Leanne, thank you for joining us today.
Of course, thank you.
Well, what can you tell us about the nutrition philosophies and overall nutrition programming at Magnolia Creek?
Yeah, so regarding our overall nutrition philosophy, we're very much intuitive eating and health at every size aligned. And our ultimate goal is to just help our clients develop and maintain a healthy relationship with food in their body, whatever that looks like for them. And we typically accomplish this by initially helping them to adhere to a consistent pattern of eating. A lot of them have been engaging in a variety of behaviors before they've gotten here. And so the first thing that we do is put them on an individualized meal plan. And so at Magnolia Creek, that initially looks like 3 meals and 3 snacks per day. We have our clients eat very consistently. It's about every 2 to 4 hours, which is helpful for a variety of things, including blood sugar regulation, appetite regulation, metabolism restoration, which in turn helps them to redevelop consistent hunger and fullness cues, which is really important when you're learning to honor those things and learning to honor your body overall. And so by following this and by doing this, we're able to kind of get the clients to a more nutritionally sound place, which is needed to really begin working through the therapy that we do here, and to really be able to challenge any previous eating disorder rules that they've had or ideas that they've held, or any negative core beliefs that they've held within their eating disorder. We do teach intuitive eating, and we typically teach all 10 principles, but the ones that we primarily focus on are reject the diet mentality, which is the first one, and that's first for a reason. We kind of reframe that as reject the eating disorder mentality or reject the eating disorder voice. Making peace with food, which is actually the third one, and then challenge the food police or the eating disorder thoughts, which is the fourth principle. Those are just really the ones that we can incorporate initially right off the bat when they get here, which is why we focus on those specific ones. As far as our nutrition programming, we have several nutrition groups throughout the week that focus on a variety of topics, ranging from the impact of excessive caffeine, that's one we did yesterday, to body acceptance. We've also done how to engage in joyful movement, what that is, what that looks like, practicing mindful eating. And sometimes we get a little bit more sciencey and focus on subjects like set point theory, hormones and bone health, or just overall metabolism in general. We also provide a weekly baking group and cooking group, which the girls tend to love, which is led by our chef Mark and our sous chef Christina, who just recently joined us. And then we also do a weekly meal and snack challenge every Tuesday and Thursday. These typically are outings, but because of COVID, they're in-house right now. So we're doing them, we call them innings. And so this just gives the girls an opportunity to challenge fear foods that maybe they haven't allowed themselves to have within their eating disorder. And it just gives a good opportunity to kind of incorporate that exposure therapy piece that is something that we utilize a lot here.
Wonderful. Thank you, Leanne. I know all the dietitians on the Zoom today are listening and paying attention. We appreciate you giving us that information and sharing it with everyone.
Absolutely.
Another important component to treatment at Magnolia Creek is family therapy. So I'd like to introduce y'all to Miss Jessica Schaefer. As a family therapist, Jessica works under a family systems-based approach and has experience working with individuals, families, and couples in a variety of settings. She earned a a Bachelor of Science in Human Development and Family Studies and a Master of Science in Human Development and Family Studies with a concentration in marriage and family therapy from the University of Alabama. She has been working for Magnolia Creek for 3 years. Jessica, how do we incorporate families into client care at Magnolia Creek?
Hello, everybody. In terms of the family involvement, we have a couple of different outlets for that. So the second that the clients come in and I'm able to meet with them or our other family therapist meets with them, I reach out to them and I just introduce myself. I explain a little bit about the program and I ask them about availability for family sessions. And I also send a form that we've created called a collateral, which provides us with their perspective of what they have noticed that the client has been struggling with, what they've been struggling with personally, and to touch a little bit about goals that they would like to achieve through family therapy. One thing that's really important for me is to meet the clients with where they're at. So in terms of family, that looks like whoever they identify as their family. Sometimes it is biological family, parents, partners, children, cousins, or sometimes it's friends or sponsors or, supervisors in their life, just someone who is there to be supportive, or if there's someone that they have a relationship with in their life that they're struggling with certain things, or if we need to educate them on the eating disorder or the mental health. That's kind of where we come in and how we incorporate that. We have weekly sessions, and pre-COVID, it was in person if they were close by, but if not, then we do it through GoToMeeting, which is HIPAA compliant. And those usually last anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half. And then aside from the weekly sessions, I'm typically in contact with a lot of family members throughout the week, whether that be through phone call or email, whether it's just giving an update on how things are going. It's really nice for them to express concerns to us when the clients are reaching out at night and they may be telling them one thing that they're not telling us and vice versa. So it's a good way to keep the system working together and to keep everybody in the loop and on the same page. Another thing that we do here at Magnolia Creek that I really love is family workshop. This is also pre-COVID. We're actually working on trying to find a way that we can incorporate this for families virtually, kind of like this meeting. But it is a 2-day intensive where family members and loved ones are able to come on campus. And the first day is education based. So we do a lot of teaching around the different types of eating disorders, the signs, ways to cope with it, resources for family members and loved ones and support. We do different topics such as we talk about boundaries, we talk about communication skills, we do a presentation on the different types of mental health diagnoses that we see co-occurring. And then the next day, I call it the emotional day. And it's really just about connecting, amend making, doing a lot of experiential exercises that really gets you honed in into what's going on. And it also is really great because it creates a supportive environment for the loved ones that they don't get. The clients are here and they are within the milieu and they're always supported by each other and by us. The family members are at home and oftentimes they feel alone or they don't really know how to deal with it. So through the family workshop, that has been a great feedback for us that they always feel supported and they make connections with other family members. So it's a really beautiful process that hopefully I can recreate virtually here soon.
Well, thanks. Yes, we are all awaiting the day when we can have visitors on campus again. And maybe some of you on our Zoom call today, we can actually have you on campus in person and get to see how beautiful it is. Thank you, Jessica. Well, another one of Jessica's team members is a primary therapist, Miss Maria Lampley. Maria is a licensed professional counselor and a certified eating disorder specialist. She is also EMDR and trained in DBT. She has served the women at Magnolia Creek for nearly 3 years and has many years of experience working with women in crisis throughout the state of Alabama. She earned her bachelor's degree in mass communications from Auburn University and earned a master's degree in community counseling from the University of Alabama at Birmingham. Maria, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Well, tell us what treatment modalities that you typically use at Magnolia Creek to treat our clients struggling with eating disorders.
Typically, we use a combination of different modalities from cognitive behavioral therapy or CBT. We focus on how to change thought patterns that are really associated with the eating disorder and the co-occurring mental health disorders. As well, we use dialectical behavioral therapy or DBT. That includes mindfulness, emotion and thought regulation, teaching the clients how to acknowledge and accept their emotions instead of avoiding them or suppressing them. For trauma, we incorporate eye movement, desensitization and reprocessing. That's EMDR. And the key behind that is to encourage the client to put the trauma in the past and move forward in a better place emotionally.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. We appreciate all the work you do with our clients every day. You are a key member of our team. Thanks, Maria.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And Miss Val joins us now. Valerie Wooten has been with Magnolia Creek for 5 years, and she has over a decade of experience in the mental health field. As the lead recovery care specialist on our team, she uses her compassionate heart to care for others and knows what a gift it is to work with our client at Magnolia Creek. Valerie received an associate's degree from Booker T. Washington Junior College and is currently pursuing a bachelor's degree in gerontology from Ashford University. Valerie lives by the motto, "The life we live is to serve others as it fulfills the servant's heart." Miss Val, you are such a key person day in and day out, and your entire team with sitting with our clients 24/7 as they experience the roller coaster of emotions when they go through eating disorder treatment. What is it about working at Magnolia Creek, and how do you empower your staff to care for these women daily? Ms. Val, can you hear us?
I can, but I don't think you can hear me.
Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay. I love people, so taking care of people is it makes taking care of our clients, it makes it easier doing for them when they can't do for themselves. We're helping our clients get to where they want to be. It may not always be easy, but it's well worth it. God's reflection is in his people, and by helping his people, I get a glimpse of God daily, and nothing could be better. I empower the staff by telling them that they have to die to self daily, to focus, to instill the power of positive work ethics combined with proper and effective training so that they will be qualified to listen to our clients' needs and concerns and be equipped to provide them with the necessary tools that it takes to get through their treatment and recovery. And a lot of times that involves listening to them and then relaying that to the therapist or relaying that to nursing, whichever area that they need help with. And that will make our clients stronger and successful when they return into the community.
Yeah, Miss Val, we appreciate that. And I tell you, you guys watching on Zoom today, Miss Val is so beloved by our clients and our alumni at Magnolia Creek. She is often asked about, and so we love and appreciate you, Miss Val, and your entire team. Please give them our thanks.
I will.
Wonderful. Well, that's our team. There are two key members missing today that are out of the office. We have Lindsay Curley, our executive director, who has been with Magnolia Creek right at 3 years now. And so she leads us on a daily basis and leads our entire facility. And then also our eating disorder group CEO, Amos Taylor. And Amos has been with Selah House for many years and is one of the founders there. So we miss them and we sure wish they were here, but I believe Mr. Amos may still be at Disney World. So he's having a good time with his family. All right. And so I've been seeing some questions pop up through the chat, and Caitlin, my coworker and my team member, is joining me. Caitlin, do you have some questions that perhaps members of our staff could answer?
Yeah, we had two. Can you hear me okay?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll read these two. We talked a little bit in the chat, but I figure for the benefit of everyone, we could go back over them, and then maybe we'll open up the mic to folks who have some that come up. The first question was from Dr. Emmylou Henley, who asked about medication-assisted therapy for substance use disorders and what that possibly could look like at Magnolia Creek.
Dr. Scales, would you like to take that question?
Yeah. Medication-assisted treatment is pretty important a lot of times for those with opioid dependency and alcohol use disorder. Medications can definitely have a role with cravings for alcohol, and one of the probably more well-known medications that is used in medication-assisted treatment is Suboxone or Subutex for opioid dependency, and of course that is a medicine that's been shown to have huge impacts on with preventing with improving people's quality of life and improving relationships and decreasing crime and improving marriages and all the social aspects of that addiction can affect. So there may be some logistical things to figure out, though, as far as actually starting buprenorphine, but that would be a great thing to try to strive toward. We can definitely start medicines like Vivitrol or naltrexone for alcohol use disorder, and we can start to explore how we can actually go about. There's some logistical things with the DEA and license and those. There's a couple of things like that we have to to look at. But we with having some mid-level providers, that's also another avenue that we can also use to be able to offer maybe some services like that. And but there are definitely medicines that we can go ahead and use currently, like Vivitrol shots, injections, or naltrexone, the oral pill, or there's so that's something we're going to explore more and grow into, and I hope that would be a good offering, adjunct offering that we can, well, not just an adjunct, but a mainstream offering that we can have for those patients with substance use disorders, which are pretty commonly co-occurring, with eating disorders, as we know. So.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Suzanne, we had a second question from Ms. Sharman Marshall talking about the admissions process. She mentioned having clients who need a higher level of care but are resistant, and if we had any tips beyond just meeting the client where they are. So maybe you could talk a little bit about how compassionate our admissions team is and what they do to help patients who are maybe a little bit resistant to coming to treatment.
Yes, and I'll throw that over to Ashley Pennington, our national director. Ashley, could you talk a little bit about that? So I know you have been an admissions director before in your experience with eating disorders. So talk about how our network works with those clients.
Absolutely. Thank you, Suzanne. We have a state-of-the-art admissions team at, for the Selah Eating Disorder Network, for Selah House, Magnolia Creek, and Toledo Center. We operate on a one-call mini solutions platform, so it's just as it says. Our admissions team is a well-oiled machine for all 3 facilities. And really, and we'll pull up the ladies on the screen for our business development team. You can call one of us and we will work that client through for you. You can also call our one admissions number. We'll have that up as well. But really the process is very seamless. It's simple and it's consistent. And so for us, we have amazing admissions clinicians that will work with your clients. They know ambivalence is going to happen. I'm going to go out on a limb and say 99.9% of the time, especially when you're dealing with adolescent clients and clients that have been in their eating disorder for a number of years. And so I'll speak on behalf of Alicia Aldirai, our National Eating Disorder Admissions Director. She has a wonderful way of doing a motivational interviewing with our clients and their families to really be able to get them to that point where they can feel and they can know recovery is possible. And so taking that burden off of our clinical partners, off of the families to say, we're here, we're ready to help, and we are going to work alongside you to get that client into care is really part of who we are. It's what we do. Kayla mentioned our referral communication program. That starts with us. And so if you're calling us, you're calling our admissions team, we work hand in hand, again, well-oiled machine. We are going to reach out to you and we are going to tell you where that client is in the process. We're also going to work with you if that client is not responding to us. What's the best avenue that we take with that client and that family? And how can we get them the care that they need? So great question. I mean, we are here to help 100%. We go above and beyond to ensure that our clients and families are receiving the freedom that they need and deserve. So we appreciate you asking that question today.
Thank you, Ashley and Suzanne. I will be keeping an eye on the chat. Oh, it looks like we had one just come in from Miss Lisa Murphy. What age bracket will the adolescent program be for?
Let's see, Dr. H, would you like to answer that?
Sure. I think we're going to talk about starting off probably with between like 15 and 18 folks, and then opening it up. I think the more comfortable and the more proficient we get with treating the adolescents and housing them. But I think initially we're going to start with, like I said, 15 to 18.
All right, thank you. Caitlin, are there more questions?
None have dropped in the last minute or so. I don't know if we're going to open up the mic, but I will definitely be checking the chat for more questions that come through.
All right, thanks, Caitlin. Well, Kayla, we're going to turn it back over to you.
Thank you. Such great questions and really important things to know when you're considering Magnolia Creek for your clients. We have 6 minutes. So I would encourage you, if you'd like to unmute your mic, feel free to ask other questions or even just introduce yourself. If you've had a client with us before and have worked with our clinical team and you want them to see your face and see who you are, feel free to do that. And if not, we will close out. Does anyone?
Actually, I'm going to jump in with another question.
Awesome.
So the hospital that I work at, we have inpatient psychiatric, child and adolescent program, adult program, and then we have an adult substance use disorder program. So does the eating disorder diagnosis have to be primary? Like if they came through our detox, like an adult female came through our detox program and had an eating disorder, could they then possibly transfer into your program as a next step?
Yeah, I can answer this if that's okay. We work with detox partners often for our women who are struggling with the co-occurring addiction piece. They do have to have an eating disorder in their story. And so if someone is coming out of detox, has an eating disorder present, needs care for both, that would look like a Magnolia Creek client. If they call in and our clinical team determines that they might need detox, we do have a detox partner that's pretty close to Magnolia Creek. We do try to get the client as close to us as we can so that we can have a really smooth transition from detox straight to our admission.
Yeah. Toledo would probably be, geographically closer for us, but still the need is there, and there's, how that goes, right?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So I just wanted to say a quick hello and introduce myself as well. So I'm Lisa Hedden, and I have a current client at Magnolia Creek, and just wanted to introduce myself to the treatment team. I'm based in Atlanta, and very much appreciate all of the work that your entire team does. I know everyone's not represented here, but just want to say a big thank you from the admissions process all the way through, particularly for a highly ambivalent client who came in as a flight risk. Your team has done a fabulous job. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Lisa. We've worked closely together, and I don't think we've ever seen each other's faces either.
No, it's nice to see you and everyone in person, sort of.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you so much.
I'll introduce myself real quick. I'm Reza, Director of Resolutions, Therapeutic Services in Santa Monica, California. So I referred a patient to Magnolia Creek who had a really positive experience. I don't know if her therapist is still with you guys, Maggie? Okay, yeah, but she spoke wonders, and Maggie was very communicative with me in terms of downloading the clinical, uploading and then downloading upon discharge, which she was there for several months and really had a positive experience. So it's nice to learn more and see the new faces. Thanks.
Thank you for saying that, Reza. I will say that Maggie is in private practice now in Birmingham, and she is a partner in treatment with us as well. She is wonderful. Thank you.
I'll introduce myself. I'm Ann Hull-Kuster of the Hull Institute. We do eating disorders outpatient therapy in Cleveland, Ohio. And I did just glance at my picture. No, I'm not at the beach, but we are having actual sunshine here in Ohio, which is a rare thing. So that's what you're seeing in this picture. But anyway, I wanted to say, I refer a lot of folks to Selah House and now into Toledo. I am just now getting familiar with Magnolia, but I am super excited because you're one of, you might be end up being my go-to for people with eating disorders primary and substance use secondary. And that's the population that I pretty much work with. And I hope to talk with all of you in the future as I open up my recovery residence for your folks coming out of treatment who really shouldn't be going home. A lot of times we send these folks home and they go back into the exact environment that contributed to the problem. So now we have some alternative places to send folks. So I'm looking forward to working with all of you. And I have only great things to say about Selah and Magnolia. So thank you for this today.
If we have a minute, I'll introduce myself. Can you hear me?
Yes, go for it.
Oh, you can? Okay, sorry. I didn't. My name is Leslie Davenport. I'm with Balance Eating Disorder Treatment Center in New York City. And I'm excited to hear about your teen program coming. We've expanded and introduced a teen program at Balance virtual right now, PHP and IOP. And we are in need of resources in terms of residential care for teens. We treat all gender teens here. And also one of our wonderful dietitians came to us from Magnolia Creek, Therese Bridges. I don't know if anyone there remembers her, but she was with us for quite a while, and now she's in a successful private practice up here. So we have a little connection there.
Awesome. Thank you, Leslie.
Yeah.
We have 1 minute left, so to be respectful of everyone's time, I just want to thank you guys all for joining in and learning more about Magnolia Creek, meeting the team, and also unmuting your mic and letting us meet you as well. Our team is incredibly mission driven, and our mission is to care for people who are struggling with eating disorders. And with that, our team utilizes a phrase of being relevant, recent, and responsive. And so if you call someone on our team, we are going to be relevant, recent, and responsive, not just handling you and your needs, but also your client and their family. If you need anything at all, please don't hesitate to reach out. All of our photos are here on the screen, I believe, and with our contact information. So definitely feel free to jot that down. We will also follow up with you individually. And as you can see, we've heard from someone in California, someone in Ohio. I see people in Tennessee. Our teams are in Alabama. We have people on this screen across the entire country. So if it's a matter of you looking for a clinician in Wisconsin, we have contacts there too. So we really are, we just strive to be a resource to you as well. So feel free to reach out if you need anything eating disorder related. And we're just really thankful to be an expert treatment provider for your clients and families. And we're at 1 o'clock, so we will sign off. Thank you, everybody.